know what I look like? I look like a bald-headed puppy. I look like a bald-headed puppy. Yes, I do. And you know what? Puppy. Today, I'm doing a New Year's Eve fun little, we're going to put gems on kind of day. Please ignore my nail. I literally cracked my entire acrylic off and then I painted red over them for Christmas and then I took it off and now there's red stained in my cuticles. So honestly, the nails are not looking so hot today, but I really wanted to do a fun New Year's Eve look because I don't really play with makeup too much anymore and I don't have anything to do and we're not doing anything for New Year's other than going to the living room. And I was like, you know what? Let's do a little chatty, get ready with me. Let's talk about some things I've learned in 2022, okay? Some life lessons. And that's just what we're going to do today. So welcome to the video. You're probably watching this in 2023, so happy New Year to all of you. And yeah, let's just do our makeup and chit chat. Okay, so the look that I'm going for today is like a super light pink. I think I'm going to primarily use these two at the bottom here of the Natasha Denona palette, Valentine and Intense. I think I'm going to go more for Valentine though because I want it to be super bright and like, not bright in the sense of like, wow, in your face, but light, airy and light. I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I'm really looking to hopefully take in with me into this new year. And the first being that I really need to stop caring what other people think about me. And this is something that I learned this year as a life lesson, i.e., it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter if I'm telling the truth, have receipts. I could prove up and down, in and out, and it doesn't matter because people that are either trying to make you look bad or they just don't like you or whatever the case may be, those things never matter. Perfect example of this, Brittany Dawn. She's literally the perfect example of this, and I don't understand how she gets away with what she gets away with, my friends, but it doesn't matter because she'll still keep doing it and people are still going to believe her and people are still going to follow her, and I don't really understand how. So, at the end of the day, you need to just do what's best for you, and sometimes what that is going to hurt some people. Kind of made this mistake of figuring things out too late in life. I feel like, anyway, that's what it feels like to me. I feel like sometimes I just kind of learn lessons a little bit too slow. You know what? That's okay. That's another life lesson in itself. I'm just taking Valentine and I'm kind of just like buffing it into my entire lid. I put a base down of Anastasia, but I really don't even know what this color is because it's just like one of those 4 palette things. And so I just used this cream color here at the bottom to kind of like use as a transition shade. And then I'm taking Valentine and putting this all over the lid. And like I said, I kind of want this to be like a more smoked out, pinky, bright look. I might put a little tiny bit of shimmer in the inner corner, but really I just want it to be nice and fun and flirty and open. Ooh, ah. With that being said though, as far as the life lessons go, one thing that I've absolutely learned this year, again the hard way, is when you do things for other people with hopes that they're going to do it back for you, that doesn't work. Don't do that. And I learned, weirdly enough, like I went through this period of time. I wouldn't say this was even like this year really. This was more so last year, but I've implemented it this year. When you have to consistently ask for something to be like done or to meet your needs or whatever it is, it kind of like takes away the entire purpose of like what it is that you're asking for. And, you know, I went through this era where people in my life were telling me, well, like, you just have to ask, like, you just got to ask what you want. And you just have to like ask for things and create a list and write a chore list and do this and do that. And like, they made me feel guilty for wanting a life partner who would be able to look at things the way that I was looking at things. For example, going into a house and seeing that there was dishes in the sink and like just automatically doing them. Like, I never needed anyone to tell me, hey, there's dishes in the sink, can you do them? I just look at the dishes in the sink, see that they need to be done, and do them, you know? I would get frustrated. People were like, well, you just have to ask. Like, you just have to ask. They're not mind readers, not mind readers. And to an extent, I think that's true. But like, I don't want to have to ask. And you know what? I realized that's okay. It is a-okay to not want to have to ask, because you know what? I'm not asking anymore. I am not asking. I will ask for help when I need help, but I am not asking for the basic things that I need in a relationship to be done anymore. And we're just not doing it. I'm going to take a little bit of transparent, and I think I'm just going to gently kind of put this with my ring finger on the base of my lid, like kind of closer to my lash line, and then like just fan it out a little bit, because I don't want it to be too shimmery because I'm going to do those gems, but I wanted to have like a little bit of dimension. So, all right, base is done for the eyeshadow, and we are going to draw a winged liner, which I have to be really quiet for because I suck at doing this, and I honestly might need to look at this up close because I'm not good at this sometimes. So all right, moving along. I had to do that off camera because my liner was getting messed up every single time I tried to do it. No, they're not even. I really don't care, to be honest with you. This is just for fun, besties. Another thing that I have realized this year, well, again, I think that I kind of already knew this stuff, but I just didn't really like talk about it openly. But if you are someone who grew up in a household where like your feelings were constantly invalidated, or like, for example, if you were ever sad as a kid or struggle with anxiety and depression and you said something to your parents and they were like, what do you have to be sad about? You have nothing to be sad about. Just little things like that, you know? It's really easy to grow up as an adult who has a hard time trusting your own intuition. And this is something that I struggle in therapy with so much. Like I will think something, like I'll have a feeling about something, and then all of a sudden my brain will be like, are you sure though? Like, are you sure that's right? And I'm like, fuck, I don't know. And it sucks because I really want to get better at this. Like I am someone who has struggled with not knowing how I feel about certain things, and I just feel like your first initial thought of that you have, like when you are feeling that certain type of way, your first thought is usually your intuition. That doubting that happens afterwards, that's kind of your like your negative voice inside your head, your anxiety voice, which I'm still working on. And let me tell you, it ain't easy. I'll literally sit there all day, have a feeling about something and be like, but do I really feel that way? Or is it just because XYZ? It's something I'm trying to work on in this new year, but it's hard, okay? It's really hard. I used to be someone that had to put lashes on with a tool, and I used to like look at people do them with their hands and I'd be like, how do they do that? And now I have gotten so much better at it that I'm like, oh, look at that. Those lashes, by the way, I honestly have no idea what they are or what brand it is. I really think that I got those at like CVS, honestly. Like they're so cheap, but I love them. Another thing too that I've learned this year is that if you are not in a safe place to express yourself, it's going to be difficult to do that. And I learned about myself that there are little things that I would do here and there when I was trying to like test out the safety of a situation. Like I would like kind of tell someone a secret, or like I would see what their reaction would be to a topic that was relating to me, but I would make it not about me, you know? Those are little tests that I think we do, or maybe it's just me, I don't know, to kind of see where we stand with the people around us and see if we feel safe. And if you're not in an environment where you feel safe, you're not going to be in an environment that you can grow. Express yourself, grow, learn new things, discuss new things, be with a person who wants you to also grow and explore feelings or needs or wants or whatever. And if you're not in a relationship with someone where you feel safe enough to express those things, it's probably not the right relationship for you. And this took me a long time to figure it out. And I talked about this kind of in that video that I made about, I think this was back in June, about just kind of like being honest with myself and expressing my own, you know, individuality, sexuality, whatever. The only reason why I never talked about it like more in depth in the past in my relationships was because I wasn't in a comfortable enough space to do so. And that's a problem. And I just did not want to be in a place anymore where I felt that I couldn't express certain things about myself or talk openly about like morals, beliefs, opinions, whatever. And it's okay if you outgrow those types of places, because I think I spent so much time I wasted so many years of my life, I swear to you, trying to fit in with whoever it was, relationship, family, friends. And I would just kind of like quiet myself and not talk about my own beliefs, or, you know, didn't express myself in the way that I do now because I was afraid that they weren't going to love me, or they weren't going to be my friend, or they would break up with me or whatever. And after a while, and now I realize even more so, if those people are not going to be in your life because of who you are at your core and what you believe, then they shouldn't be in your life, you know? And I don't know what I was thinking, wasting all this time and trying to like be this different version of myself just to please other people, but it doesn't work. It doesn't ever work at the end of the day. I mean, it might for some people, and you end up, you know, living a really lonely life. But that's kind of how it felt. Like when you do that for a while, when you change your beliefs and your thought process and your personality, really, like I changed a lot about myself just to fit in because I wanted a family and I wanted to feel loved so bad. And after a while, I just felt so lonely. Like I was like, what do I do that for? Like I felt more alone than when I was single. And for what? I don't know. I just feel like if you have to change who you are because you're trying to gain other people's approval or acceptance, it's not probably the right people that you want their acceptance of. You know what I mean? And that unfortunately causes a lot of relationships to end, both family and friends and actual partnerships. But I really think that it's for the better. If you're being true to yourself and you are loving who you are, or maybe you're just exploring some things and the people around you don't accept that, then why do you want them in your life? You know? Why? Fug it. I also want to take a moment for this NARS Orgasm Liquid Blush. Miranda got me this for Christmas because I had been searching for it everywhere. Couldn't find it, and her little cute ass found it for me. And let me tell you something. Ready for this? Watch this. Oh my God. Is a rosy pink queen. We love her. I am obsessed with this blush. Literally obsessed. Like this is the perfect pink blush for literally any look you ever want to do. I need to hairspray more of this hair. Who would have thought that doing slicked back hair like this would be so difficult? So easy. I had to put so much hair conditioner in my hair. That's a little life hack for you too, by the way. If you are looking to do a slick back look like this, instead of using just hairspray, start with a layer of hair mask, like anything that you have in your, you know, hair cabinet or whatever, to not only moisturize your hair, but to give it that dark kind of greasy look. I'm literally obsessed with it, and it makes your hair so soft when you end up washing it out. It's good to do this on days where you need to wash your hair because it kind of gives you that like pre-wash grunge. I wouldn't necessarily do this look on a day where I just wash my hair, obviously, because it's full of product now. I wish I had like a leather jacket. Maybe I can look in Miranda's closet. Honestly, the best part, one of the best things about being with your best friend who you have a super similar style taste to is that we can share clothes and we share makeup and hair products and everything, and it's literally so amazing. Speaking of that, I know a lot of people have been asking about her and like wanting to know updates and details and everything. And I think I told you guys this before. It was almost a year ago, actually. It was literally almost a year ago to this day that I made a makeup video. How weird. Oh my God, coming full circle. I made a makeup video and I was like, listen, because I knew shit was about to go down. And I was like, I'm not going to be talking about my personal life as much as I have been in the past years. And I was like, please just understand that it's nothing to do with you. I just can't take the hate anymore. And so ever since then, I have stuck to like not oversharing on the internet. And I will tell you, it has done wonders for my mental health. Ask me about Miranda and stuff. It's just very vague. I cannot like physically bring myself to go into more detail about our relationship because I just know how that ended up for me multiple times in my life. And I need to not do that. I just need to not be an oversharing hoe. And maybe one day I will be really good at it, but at least I'm getting better. That's my New Year's resolution, to stop oversharing. Because you know what? You know what else I learned? I'll give you another life lesson. You cannot trust people. You just can't. I swear to God, there are some people who like I told things to that I was like, oh, they would never go behind my back and say something like that I told them. And guess what? They did. And I'm not saying everyone, but you know what? I'll be damned if I start telling my private business to people who I don't fully trust 150%, no questions asked. And do you know how many people that is? Like 2. Erin and Miranda are my closest friends, and they're about the only 2 people that know absolutely everything. Other than that, you're not getting it. I hate this Charlotte Tilbury, this tube. I heard Tarte came out with a new one and I really want to try it, but it's not out yet. Only the beauty influencers got the PR packages, the Tarte highlight and contour little tubes like the Charlotte Tilbury's. I still have never gotten my hands on the Charlotte Tilbury contour stick, and I want to so bad. I feel like this is such an old highlighter, but it's, look, I've hit the bottom finally. It is my favorite highlighter of all time. Double highlighting it up because I want that extra New Year's Eve glow. How's that look? Woo, she glowy. So I got these little things off of Amazon. They're just little sticky gems, and I'm assuming they have stickies on them. So we're gonna see. Oh, that is so stinking cute. We'll put the bigger one on the inner corner, I think. Oh my gosh, I'm making lines on my face. I gotta be careful here. Should I do 3 or should I do 4? I feel like I should do 4. Okay. That's cute. We love that. That's so cute. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with the color Intense, and I think I'm just going to smoke out the bottom lash line just a little bit because I feel like it needs a little, oh yeah, needs a little something. Love. I talked about this on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, the tea's over there. No, I'm just kidding. But I was talking about how I am so happy that I do not have to be forced to do family gatherings. And then it made me realize, like, I know that I'm kind of in the small percentage of people who doesn't like to do things for, like, holidays. I know that kind of makes me sound like Scroogey. I really just don't like doing those big gatherings. I don't even do this stuff at my gym, even though I really love my gym a lot. Like, there's nothing wrong with the people. It's so not my thing. That's like the Kourtney Kardashian. I mean, that's like, I'm not into it. It's never been my thing. That's how I feel about that. And you know what I've noticed? People get big mad about that. They're like, oh my gosh, you're such a Scrooge. Such a Scrooge. All right, Erin told me to put one more jewel on my center corner, and I kind of like it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of bottom mascara to this. I'm going to add some white liner on my bottom lash line. Typically I don't do anymore, but I feel like for this it kind of needs a pop, you know, just a little something. Oh, just broke the mascara. While we're waiting on the bestie's approval, let's do some lips, which are going to be nude. This is that same pencil I talked about in my favorites video, the Anastasia Hazelnut one. It is so nice. Goes with so many different looks. Okay, I'm honestly kind of liking the lip by itself. Let's put a lip mask over it and see. Ooh, Gorgina, we love it. Okay, for why? I really said, let's do the most today for no reason. And that is the finished New Year's Eve holiday, whatever you want to call this, makeup look that I'm just doing for absolutely no reason. So I hope that you enjoy just hanging out and chit-chatting with me. Don't forget, as always, hit that thumbs up button, click subscribe. You already know. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video.